Big John, Big John.
Okay, good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. February 13th. So, I did some running around, had to go over to Harrison's to get the rest of the filters for the fire department trucks. Rest of the filter, I got picked up that last fuel filter they had to order for me. Went over to Dan Gerwin's, paid for my seed to get the discount. And we got the truck in here. We're gonna change oil. It's a little past due, so we're gonna do it. So let's take her up. It. We are touching the top. So now we'll bring her down. Onto the mechanical locks. And we're good. New tie rod in that I put in a while back. That's all looking good. I got something clunking in the front end here, and I'm thinking, well, I was looking for a shock that was loose, but neither one of the shocks are loose. So I'm wondering if it's one of these bushings, either back here or up here, that are getting worn. But I can't really judge that with it on the lift like it is. Anyway, my oil drum, my oil catch can here is full, so we need to run that out back, or I've got a barrel outside that I put that in, and then a buddy of mine burns waste oil for heating his shop, so we'll get that to him. So let's go find the barrel. This thing's pretty slick. I took the top out of it. It's in the bucket over there. It's on wheels. So we can just roll her back here. And we will take her outside. We will have to run a airline out here. See where my barrel is. There's my barrel. So what's the best way to get to it? Alright, hold on a minute. Alright. Went and fired my air compressor up. The other night I was out there outside and I heard it running, and it's sounding not good. And my wind is cold. So I just went and started it back up. She's generating some heat, so I don't know. So I got my airline run out here. I gotta remember how to do this. There we go. About 5 pounds of pressure going into her, and we're pushing the oil out the bottom, up through that tube, and over into that 30-gallon drum. yeah, you can see her coming out. So that's good. I think this holds about 15 gallons. So anyway, we'll get this pumped out, get her back in the garage, get her under the thing, and pull a drain plug. Alrighty, back in here. Here's the, let's scrape some of that stuff out. Debris. There we go. Put this back in there. Hang on a second. And there we go. She slid all the way down. Now we can roll it under the truck and get her up under the drain plug. Pick her up. Tighten the knob. There we go. Now we need 11/16 if I'm not mistaken. Might be 3/4. Yeah, 3/4. So, see if we can make a mess. And I know you guys probably can't see. Yeah, maybe. So we'll see how much we can end up with on our fingers. Hey, thumb in one finger and that's it. Good deal. Now as long as that will keep taking it. And not fill up, we'll be good. Alright, get a rag. Yeah, a little bit of fines on there. Not bad though. Alright, well, we'll go get some oil and we'll be back. Alright, got the big wrench out. Oh, so this is the top of the 6.4. So you've got two of them. The one in the center is your oil filter. This is your fuel. You can see, because you got a fuel cooler here, and the line goes down and into that. So that's how you know that's your fuel. So now, we spin this loose. With a big wrench. And if I'm not mistaken, the filter should come out on the bottom of this. There it is. And you want to pull it straight up. All right. So that's not right. We have some investigating to do. See them springs laying there? Yeah. I'm going over to the trash can. I'll be right back. Okay. Got the old filter pulled off of there. It snaps in. The filter has some lugs on it, and it snaps into that ring in there. So they're kind of a booger to get out. So clean this up. The filter comes with a new O-ring, so we'll have to change that O-ring out. I want to get a light and look down in there and see what's going on with that spring. Hang on, let me get some stuff. So here's the new filter, Motorcraft. I always run, ever since the day I got it, I've run Motorcraft filters in it. So there it is. And there's a new O-ring for the cap. That's my last one. I'm gonna have to go get me a couple. So go. You wanna try and stretch this one around. You don't want to roll it, because you don't want to roll it across the threads. So you pull it loose, and there we go. Perfect. All right. So like I said, these tabs right here go into the filter, and that holds it. So let's put the little screwdriver back before it gets knocked off and lost. Get the flashlight up there so we can see somewhat of what's going on. There you go. There, it's tight. 27 Newton meters of torque. I think that's what it says on the cap, either 24 or 27 Newton meters. So that's, you know, one good tug. You don't want to pull it till your elbow snaps. That's too many Newton meters. Okay, so run it back up in the air and grease my 4 grease zerks. One on top, one in front, one up here, and one under here. There is a couple in the U-joints, but I'm not going to do them right now. Other than that, that's the only grease zerks on this whole truck. There's none on the drive shafts, none on any linkages. It's just those 4. And I changed the U-joints in the front axle when I went to the Dynatrac free spin kit, and that's why those have U-joints. So anyway, we'll put her back down on the ground and dump some oil in it. supper and nap for a bit. All right, she's on the ground and lifts out of the way. All right, 15 quarts. 15 quarts coming up. When it comes to oil, she's thirsty. Okay, that should have been close to 8 quarts. One thing is nice is you can pour it to it. You can pour it in quick. It'll take it. I know some engines you can't do that. We got one of the fire trucks up there, and every year I fill it too fast almost. It ends up bubbling out the hole, making a mess, running down on the exhaust manifold. And when you start it, you get smoke, and a fire truck that's smoking is not a good thing. I know these are 2.5 gallon jugs, but I only had about 2 gallons in each one of them. So basically, we'll leave that set for a few minutes. And we'll come back and check it. All right, went and rolled the air hose up and stuff like that. Went out, shut the compressor off. Let's see what we got. Well, that looks... she's right on the mark, but the filter's empty. So what I'll do is I'll drive her to work tonight. And then I'll check the oil when I get home in the morning or tomorrow. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave her sit in here, start it and run it for a little bit. No, I'm not going to do that neither. So I'll drive it to work tonight and we'll check the oil in the morning when we get home. And top it off accordingly. It should only be a quart. And yeah. I'm actually going to leave it in here where it's warm. Everything else under there is good. I do need to get the serial number off of this radiator though. I wonder where that would be. All right, we'll get a light. Changed my mind again. I had to get in it to get my checkbook out, so you know when it's on the lift you can't open the doors but that far. I wish I'd have got the extra wide lift, but you know what they say, hindsight's 20/20. So I got in there, started it, pulled it ahead, let it run for 5 minutes. I'll shut it off. Going in to eat, I'll come out later and check the oil before we leave for work. Leave it in here, that way it's all nice and warm when we leave for work. So we might see you then.